We see a house is kind of boarded up. This is basically the trap house. Alright, so ScHoolBoy Q just released his new album CrasH Talk April 26. It has 14 songs and it runs for 40 minutes. The album cover, we see him with a hoodie on and a brown paper bag over his head. And then we see money like falling over him. I'm guessing this is showing, he's showing his success, but he doesn't, he wants the money more than the fame. So he puts the trash bag over himself to hide himself away from the public, I'm guessing. And he's like hunched over in like a somber like mood. It could also be a reference through the times of depression he's going through, because he spoke about being depressed at certain points. And I know that this album was redone at least 3 different times due in part to that. So pretty interesting cover art. But anyways, moving on, singles, we have track 3, Chopstix, featuring Travis Scott. We have track 4, Numb Juice, and we have track 12, Crash. Standouts, we have Chopstix. It's the second single. The song uses chopsticks to represent the way a woman's legs open. It could also be a play on a chopper, which is a gun. By the way, Travis sings the hook of the song. We have Numb Juice. It's the lead single. The song paints a picture of gang life as well as protocols of gang culture. The visuals of the song uses several pop culture references. We have Elon Musk when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. We have ScHoolBoy imitating Kramer from Seinfeld when he was hanging out of his car painting the road as he drives. We have Biggie's Mo Money Mo Problems with Puff Daddy and Mace. The way that they was dressed, he mimicked that in the music video. And then we have Tyler the Creator as Rico from Belly. He like comes out of some shop in Atlanta with like a pressed out perm. He says, faking like you got it in your pockets, yeah, that's bitch shit. Talking to them hoes, yeah, you steady gossip, yeah, that's bitch shit. Telling on your man so you can scram, yeah, that's bitch shit. Pull it out and acting like it jam, yeah, that's bitch shit. Hating on another nigga come up, yeah, that's bitch shit. Staying in because you know it's summer, yeah, that's bitch shit. You a bitch boy on my mama, huh? So the part where he says staying in because you know it's summer, that's a reference to when the summertime comes around, the gang activity and all the killing stays up. So he's saying that you're staying inside due in part to this. And then he says, faking like you got it in your pockets. He's referencing to someone faking like they got the hammer tucked in their pockets, but they really don't. They doing that out of fear and desperation. And then he says, talking to women, basically pillow talking and gossiping, yeah, that's bitch shit. And then he says, telling on your man so you don't have to do no time, yeah, that's bitch shit. So basically right here, he's painting a picture of some of the rules and protocols of gang culture. And then we have track 6, Lies, featuring Ty Dolla $ign and YG. It's a song about women lying on men and trying to manipulate them in order to come up off of them. Q says, lying for the gram, bitch, you ain't cute. Hate this, hate that. That ain't cool. Said I did you dirty, but that ain't true. Hey. And this speaks to a lot of people nowadays who are doing anything just for a come up. We had, Tierra Marie try to come up off 50 Cent, but it backfired off of her. Now he's basically trolling her into submission. And then you have several other girls lie. You had the Selena girl lie on Offset and said that he got her pregnant when that wasn't even true. So you have a variety of different situations where women would lie just to come up off of them. And then YG says, you said I hit it raw, you lying. You said I ate them draws, you lying. Reaching for the stars, you trying. The homegirls want to beat your ass and now you're hiding. I fucked you once enough. I beat it up, then left you stuck. We not in touch, you mad as fuck. So right here, YG is speaking to a situation to where it was probably basically a one-night stand. And because he, cut off communication with her, she's in her feelings and she's spreading lies talking about he hit her raw. So in all honesty, she's probably pregnant, and then she lying about him eating the box, and she knows that she's lying, which is why she's hiding from his homegirls who want to beat her up for lying on him. And then he says, damn, find out your Instagram a lie. It's a lie. You fucked up my vibe. Can't fuck with you because I got too much pride. Go Gucci man, get the fuck out my ride. So right here, he's talking about how women perpetrate a fraud on Instagram. What they show on Instagram isn't a reflection of how they're actually living, which is true in most cases. You see a bunch of pictures of girls living it up. In reality, they're broken, homeless. And then he makes a reference to Gucci Man, who was in a situation where he pushed a girl out of a car while it was in motion. So he says, go Gucci Man, get the fuck out my ride. Then we have track 10, Dangerous, featuring Kid Cudi. It's a dark, introspective record about the inner workings of a rapper's lifestyle and how at times drugs are pushed on you and used to cope. He says, took this pill and it swallowed me whole. Pinch me on my arm, is it heaven or fun? If I don't come back, had a hell of a run. Can't get high enough to get over the hump. Huh? How many friends around me helping me lose? How many excuses until I'm excused? So right here, he's talking about the before and afters of, partaking in drugs, whether it's Xanax, Percocets, things of that nature. So he's saying pinch his arm. Is what he's feeling right now real, or is it false? Because his mind is being altered by the drug. And he's saying that if he don't come back, well, he already lived a good life. So that's basically at the point of when people are depressed, they take the drugs, and if they don't come back, then it's like, hey, well, you did as much as you did as much as you needed to do. And then he says, can't get high enough to get over the hump. The hump can be a reference to one's life struggles. So you can't get high enough to make the pain of your real life go away. So you just keep doing it over and over just to be numb to everything in general. And then he's talking about how the people around you that's supposed to be your friends are, not saying anything, to get you to not do the drugs. They're actually helping you with doing them and partaking in them with you. And then he says, how many excuses until I'm excused? So he's saying, how many times are I'm going to make excuses about me being on drugs until it gets to the point to where you're no longer here? And so I think that's a pretty powerful line, because you had an artist like Mac Miller who, he passed away from doing too many drugs. And I'm pretty sure he had people in his corner who was telling him, not to do that. And he would probably make up excuses as to why he needed to partake in it. And, ultimately he got excused. And, you have a lot of different people that didn't pass away from that in recent memory. You had Miller, of course, Peep, a bunch of different people. And it's kind of a messed up situation, because it's like you have a lot to live for, rather than throwing it away, partaking in drugs. I know some people, well, most people go through a lot of things and they try to cope with drugs, but you should never do that. You should always look to, your family to help you get through that situation. But anyways, moving on, we have track 12, CrasH. It's the third single, and it's a mature record about finding a balance between work, family, and peace of mind. He says, days like this, I wish all my looks was unchained. Chained. I mastered the rap game. I mastered the dope game. That first part right there where he says, days like this, I wish all my looks was unchained. He's basically saying he wished all his friends that were locked up weren't. And then he says he mastered the rap game. He's mastered his career. He mastered the dope game. He mastered the streets. Stayed down, and what happened? Got my daughter that mansion. Gave my mother that million. Sold my soul to my feelings. My feelings can't go blind about these women, no. And he's that first part of the line, he's saying through all the trials and tribulations, he stayed down and stuck to the script, and it paid off in the form of being able to put his daughter up in a great home, being able to give his mother enough money to last her a lifetime. And he said, sold my soul to my feelings. I think that could be a reference to saying that he, instead of selling out, he stayed true to himself and persevered and made it through to the other side. And then he's saying that he's focused and he's not going to be distracted by these women, can't go blind about these women. Then he says, little rappers ain't impressive. Your tax bracket ain't impressive. You buy a chain but won't buy no land. That hashtag should say desperate. I thought that was a pretty cold line, because all the new rappers that you see coming up, the first thing you see them do is flex some chain or some watch, and not, show them flexing them, invest in it. Which, if you want to last, and when you get a whole bunch of money, the best thing you can do is invest it, because those chains are going to depreciate, as opposed to you investing that money that can, bring you more money and pay off in the future for like your kids and your kids' kids. So I think it's important that you see a lot of artists now speaking about investing. So, but anyways, moving on, he says, so girl, be proud that your skin black, and be happy, girl, that your hair nap, because the school system won't teach that. Where your father been, you gonna reach that. So right here, he's reinforcing to his daughter to be proud of who you are and where you come from, and don't be ashamed of who you are. And they're not going to teach you that in the school system, because the school system has been the same thing since, the dawn of time. It doesn't teach you, especially if you're a person of color, to be proud of yourself. It teaches you come from slavery and you're a product of slavery. It doesn't teach you, how to function in life. And then he says, you're going to be better than he was, and you're going to surpass what he was able to reach. Meaning, the amount of fame and money ScHoolBoy Q got, she's going to surpass that. So I thought that was pretty cool, to put on his record. I think out of all the records, 12 CrasH is probably my favorite one. But anyways, moving on, sleepers for this album, we have track 5, Drunk, featuring Slack. We have 5200. We have Black Folk. We have Floating, featuring 21 Savage. We have Die With Him, Water, featuring Little Baby, and Attention. I think Black Folk, that was a pretty interesting track. He was basically talking about people who have talent and potential, but they waste it away by getting involved in things that they shouldn't. And I've met a few people who've, done those type of things. They had opportunities that they squandered away due to, outside influences. But anyways, moving on, skips, we have track 1, Gang Gang, and track 2, Tails. My personal favorites are Chopstix, Numb Juice, Lies, Dangerous, and CrasH. My overall conclusion, I thought this was a pretty solid body of work, and we see a lot of maturity with Q on this album. He gives us a few introspective records in terms of with CrasH, with Black Folk, and so I thought that was pretty cool, as well as with Dangerous. Dangerous gives you a whole side to being an artist and what an artist goes through, on a daily basis. So I thought that was pretty cool. And overall, I gave the album a 12 out of 14, which comes out to an 85%. So overall, I thought this was a pretty solid project put forth by Q. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed my review of this album, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also make sure you stream this album, buy it, support it, do all of that. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.